everyone, so welcome back to a pregnancy update that I did not think I would be doing. This is my 40-week pregnancy update. And nobody is more shocked than me that I am still pregnant, because I never ever thought, especially at the beginning of this pregnancy when I was admitted to hospital and things like that, I just never ever thought I'd get to 40 weeks. I got to 39 with Lila, and I kind of felt like I've been overdue ever since for this baby. So I feel like I've been overdue for a week, even though technically I'm only overdue as of tomorrow. So anyway, 40 weeks. So due date is today. Baby is kind of, well, Robert thought it had dropped a little bit last night, and I think it kind of has actually. And even the midwife, basically I had a midwife appointment about 2 hours ago, and I thought I'd wait till after the midwife appointment to film this, just to like sort of give you a bit of an update on what they do and everything. But I think it's different wherever you live as well, depending on like the NHS. But up here in Scotland, where I am at the moment, in the northeast, they have now changed the whole guidelines for induction as well. So you only get to go 7 days overdue until they kind of really recommend you should be having an induction. You can always say no, but just for like baby's sake and for your sake, that's the new guidelines up here. So I have technically been booked in for an induction next week, so a week today. I really hope it doesn't get that far, because again, Robert's only here hopefully a couple of weeks, so we need this baby out as soon as possible, even though I'm so torn, because half of me really wants to get the baby out so that everything works out fine and Robert gets to see the baby and people get to come visit, and just basically for everyone else it'll be really great if the baby comes soon. But for me, I'm still not over this whole birth anxiety thing, but then I don't think I ever will be, and baby has to come out one way or another, so I should crack on really. But basically this week I have been having loads and loads of early labour pains. On Monday, I think it was, I was having to breathe through the pains. Me and my mum and Isla went to Tesco and Costco, and I was really struggling. Just kind of felt like really bad period pains where I was doubled over, and it's weird because it's almost as if I've forgotten what contractions feel like. I do remember, and I think when I have my first proper one with this one, it'll all come flooding back and I'll be like, God no, why did I do it? But I don't think I've felt a proper one yet. I've had a lot of pain and a lot of tightenings and a lot of, even to the point where I see my bump go and it's really sore. But then it goes away again, and then I'm fine for like hours and hours and hours, and then I'll get another one or two and then they'll be gone again. And last night we were sitting watching the Bake Off, and I couldn't even sit. I was just on my ball, kind of like my ball was here, and I was just going like this off it, because that was the only way I was comfortable. So I was like, oh, maybe things are happening, but then they just stop again. And it's kind of like start, stop. And I was speaking to my midwife about it today, and she was saying for second babies that's really common apparently, because your body knows what it needs to do. So it's like, right, let's go, but sometimes baby isn't quite ready, so it doesn't match up properly, so you get all these false starts, but it's good signs. And also I told her about the nosebleeds, and I told her about having kind of like mucousy show stuff. So again, she was really hopeful. And then what else did she do? She did the usual blood pressure, pee, listening to baby, feeling baby. Everything seems fine, baby's in a great position. And then she did a lovely stretch and sweep, which I have never had before. And originally she was like, oh, it's just like a kind of a bit like a smear test. It's nothing like a smear test, it's much worse. But it's really uncomfortable. I wouldn't say it's really painful in the grand scheme of giving birth at all, but it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. And every time I thought she was about to stop, she went further, and I was like, oh. So that was fun. She said that if it's going to work, it'll work within 24 hours, and she is very, what's the word, positive about things working for me. She even went as far to say, oh, I might see you at home with the baby on Saturday. It's Thursday today. I was like, well, I'm actually planning on staying in hospital for a couple of days, hopefully, just for feeding and stuff. So I won't see her on Saturday. And I did say that. I was like, oh, I was hoping to stay in for a little bit longer. And she was completely fine with that. She's like, great idea. Just make sure you tell them, because sometimes with second babies, they just think you want to leave and they think you'll be fine with help with feeding and everything. So she's like, just make it very clear that you want to stay and you want some extra help. So that's what I'll be doing. But she put me in for my induction next Thursday, but says she will eat her hat if I actually get to that point. So we'll see. So again, just to talk about the sweep a little bit more, it was probably a couple minutes, just uncomfortable. They kind of go hop, and it almost feels, it's really hard to describe what it feels like, but it is a bit sore and you can feel them kind of properly moving around. But she made me laugh. She was like, oh, did your daughter have hair when she was born? And I was like, not really. She had like the kind of monk hair strip, but that was about it. She was like, oh, I think this baby doesn't have any hair. And Robert was like, oh, how do you know? And she's like, well, I can feel the head through the water, like the membranes, because apparently the head's so far down and so close to my cervix. My cervix was really soft and stretchy, and she said I'm like 2-3 centimeters dilated, which is terrifying, and that everything, like, I'm favourable basically, but she said she could feel the head and it feels like it's a baldy baby. That's so weird. And she also said that when my waters do go, it won't be a big gush because of the way baby is and the position I'm in and how far the head is. It'll probably be like lots of trickles. Again, lovely. This is where we get to the really fun chat about pregnancy. But last time with Isla I had a huge gush and then lots more on the way to hospital. But this time apparently it's just going to be trickles, so that's good, I guess. It means, but I've been sitting on like pads in the car, pads on the sofa, just in case. But other symptoms, just uncomfortable, just the usual late stage of the pregnancy. Pregnancy insomnia has kicked in again, not really sleeping much. Peeing is painful. My boobs started hurting again, so I don't know if that's another sign. And that's about it really. I'm not particularly uncomfortable with my bump. I'm still getting up and moving around and running around after Isla all right, so I'm not at the stage where I'm properly waddling or anything like that. We were at soft play yesterday, so I'm okay. I'm just, actually as we speak right now, I'm getting really bad back pains, which I'm like, oh god, is this it starting? Every little twinge now, I'm like, oh gosh. But we're ready, we are ready. I'm looking at my hospital bags, crib set up, pushchair's on its way, got a car, so we're okay. I'm just not ready. So let's talk about baby very quickly. Baby is 51.2 centimeters long, approximately, and 3,462 grams again, approximately. And all my app is talking about is when baby's here and what a newborn baby's like. So it's not really telling us much about what baby's like still inside you. It's saying that baby has 300 tiny little bones in its body, whereas we only have 206 or something, and that's because a lot of like the feet bones and things like that fuse together once they're a bit older. It's saying babies are usually between 7 and 8 pounds at this point. I'm really hoping you are between 7 and 8 pounds. I'm not as big as your sister, but obviously they can go up to whatever weight. And then it's just talking a little bit about how sometimes when they're born they have a funny shaped head because obviously they're being squeezed through, and that's, yeah, I had a kind of pointy shaped head for a little bit. So let's look at bump, and this will hopefully probably be the last time. So here is my 40-week bump, my full term due date bump, and yeah, it's still just the same really. Robert had thought it had dropped a bit. I don't know if it actually has. Looking on camera, it doesn't really look like it has. Here it is from the front, again still looking really high up, so for the midwife saying baby is really low down, it still looks high up, so who knows. I've been slapping on even more oil and stuff because I've heard a lot of people say that they got stretch marks right at the last minute, so I'm trying my best. And the other side. So this should be the last time you see bump, so bump says bye, see you when I'm a baby. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for watching all of these if you followed our whole journey from 4 weeks, I think I started doing this, all the way through to 40 weeks. So I don't think even if I do go to 41 weeks I'll be able to do an update because I'll be in hospital, because again, like I said, it's a 7-day thing up here. They don't let you go to like 2 weeks, so I don't know, we'll see what happens. If I do get induced, I'll obviously do an update and let you know all about that, but it probably won't be in the same setup as this. So thank you so much for watching, and there will be links to all the other pregnancy updates below for you if you haven't seen any of them before. And yeah, thanks for sharing this journey with us, and we'll see you with a baby very soon. Bye! Good morning everyone. So this is